All right, welcome to our class. So we'll be starting either in the seated mountain on your chair or standing mountain. Standing, let's open up. Let go of January, bring our awareness into February, hopefully getting back to some semblance of normal this month, a little bit anyway in our yoga practice. Notice the earth beneath your feet. Noticing the air on our skin, wherever our skin might be exposed. See if you can feel the air. Feel the air entering our lungs, going in our nose. Filling up the base of our lungs and then bringing that air up and out again. Breathing in, filling it up. Exhale, letting it go. And with that, let go of any tension that you might have in your shoulders, your face, your neck, your jaw. Continue to breathe. We'll take our awareness to the soles of our feet, pressing down into both of the soles of our feet. I didn't swear. I am so sorry. YouTube, they're not going to let me on now. I'm just trying to turn my do not disturb on. Flowing mountain, inhale, sweeping up. Bring our hands up to each other at the top. Exhale, bring our hands back down. Matching our movement to our breath. Yoking together movement and breath. Inhale, sweeping up, and exhale, bringing the hands back down. We can find some space between each and every finger. And if we're taking care of our back, just bending our elbows as we flow. Softening our knees and finding our core strength because it comes in to hold us snugly, especially when we close our eyes. Great job. We'll bring our hands back to our sides, our palms facing our thighs. Inhale, reaching forward and up, coming up onto our toes, and then back down onto full flat feet. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming down. All on your own. So if you're on your chair, just lifting and lowering your heels as we move through. So this will warm us up quite a bit, and it'll also kind of see how your triceps or your traps are doing at the back. So it's good for your posture. Last one, the soles of the feet go onto the mat, and we're going to grab our elbows or just our arms in front of us. Go side to side. Come up a little bit. Then we'll bring it up, maybe our forehead height. And then if it feels good, bringing it all the way up. Good for our posture. Bring it back in front, forward, down. Oh, so that should feel really nice for your back. And right back into our regular warm up. Moving into cat and cow, standing, or you'll go down to all fours. So standing, hands come to your knees, tuck the tailbone, roll through our cat pose. Inhale, open up into cow. Flow through, you can stay with that standing cat and cow, or move down to all fours. Or take a seat on your chair for your cat and cow. Great job. A few more. Take the time to warm up our spine today as we also start to strengthen our legs here. Last cat. Last cow. We'll straighten our legs back up. Inhale, sweep to the sky. And exhale, start to move into some flowing airplanes. Halfway down and then come back up. Inhale, lengthen. Inhale up and exhale down. Finding just a little bend in our knees so we protect our back. Through. We'll start to feel the backs of our legs warm up. Notice how your hamstrings are doing. This warms up our lower back as well. come up to an extended mountain, bringing our arms all the way up. And then fingertips to temples, we'll lift our right knee or that full foot and then twist over to one side. Come back to center, put the foot down and do the other side. Standing abs, all on your own with or without your heel lift. If you're on your chair, we can go as well. This one's a challenging one. If you dare close your eyes, it's pretty tough to do. Or you can keep them open. Last one. We'll bring our hands back behind us, right into our lower back, or your fists. So you could put your fists into your lower back, or just fully support it. Draw the elbows together, and a little chest opener, or a back bend. So that depends on how your back feels. That doesn't feel nice for you to bend your back, please don't do it. Right into our flowing forward folds. We'll exhale forward, inhale, sweep all the way up. And if you want to, you'll add that back bend to your forward fold flow. Really warming up our backs. As our focus this month is on your back, with the first week today, this class, and all week long being lower back. Last flowing forward fold. Wonderful. All the way up, inhale. We'll start to flow into our chair pose. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend our elbows, bend our knees. So taking care and being kind to our knees, of course, not going down too far. If you do want to increase the intensity, you can have a nice deep bend in your knees, or even reach your arms forward, or any version of those things. Letting go of any judgment today towards our bodies, towards others. Let's just all be kind humans. Last flowing chair, we'll be moving into our moonflowers and our sunflowers. So let's come up and then take our left foot back, turn towards the windows if you're in studio or wherever you might be practicing from today. Big breath up, inhale. Exhale, bend our elbows, bend our knees. Flowing through. You can touch your elbows right down to your thighs if you want to. You can keep your chest lifted and proud. Be nice to your knees. Amazing job. We can turn our moonflower into a sunflower. If that feels okay, of course, for your blood pressure. If you get dizzy, easy, then we'll stay away from that. Still bending our knees if we reach to the mat. On or off your chair. I'm starting to smell some cooking downstairs. Last one. Holding our goddess pose. Doesn't have to be super deep. Just a little bit of a bend in the knees. Let's bring our fingertips back behind our head. Open up our chest. Breathe. So by bringing those hands back, it helps keep our chest lifted. Kind of hard to tip forward from there. Straighten out our legs. Let's turn towards that front toe. Turn it back towards the top of the mat. And then we'll step up to the top of our mat. Okay, warm up almost done. So we still got to go through our version of sun salutations. And I wanted to do the chair version today a little bit if you wanted to try it, Bernie. Okay. Okay, so you can do a regular sun salutation. I'll give you the options for it. So you're gonna sit on your chair. Just so I can show this one to everybody at home too. So you're in your standing or your seated mountain. Come right up to the edge if possible so that we have to balance Hopefully these chairs are good and sturdy. Big breath up, inhale, a little back bend, and then a nice big fold forward. Halfway lift, so we just come halfway back up. Hands come to shins with the backs of our knees, and then fold again. Now, if you're standing, you'll step a foot back and into a lunge. If you're with me, you're just gonna draw one knee up for a little stretch. Or, I don't know about this one, you could put that foot back. What version of lunge do you like better, Bernie?
That one probably.
Yeah, so we'll lift your lungers. Now you'll go to downward dog, and on a chair, we'll go to downward dog. Heels are turned up, our knees are still bent, and then we just press forward. There's our downward dog. Then we'll go to a plank pose. Plank pose on your chair. We bend the knees again, and now hands come in front of us. Strong, strong core. Now you can stay in your plank, or we'll go into all the way to the belly. If you're on your chair, hands will come to knees. We'll open up into cobra. Good. Go back to your belly. We'll release our cobra, and then our plank pose again. And downward dog. Heels go out, and we push forward. So we feel a bit more of a stretch. Now your opposite foot will come up for your lunge, and we'll come into our lunge. Lift that knee up. We'll draw that foot back in so it's nice and strong. Yahoo! Forward fold. Exhale. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale. Fold again. Sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale to our chair. All the way back up. Exhales our mountain pose. We'll just do it one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive into your fold. You can have a lot of space between your knees if you want to let your head hang. And then halfway lift. Just come halfway back up again and then fold. Taking one foot back, maybe your right foot for your regular lunge, or you'll draw your knee to chest for our lunge here. Inhale and exhale to downward dog. We'll turn our heels up to keep our knees a little bit bent. Push away. Inhale to plank. So if here, feet on the floor, strong, engage the core. Move into cobra pose. We'll go right to your belly or our hands to our knees. We'll open up into our cobra. Back to your plank pose. Downward facing dog. Then we'll lift our opposite knee up so that other foot will be down. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Sweep to sky. Exhale, hands to heart or chair pose. Back up one more time. And into our mountain, standing or seated. Yay. Okay. Thanks for being my guinea pig for the chair salutation. There's so many versions of them. I just want to find the one that feels the best for everybody. Okay. So let's get on with our lower back focus class with a little bit of a warrior flow to start with. Let's bring the right foot up to the tops of our mats. Our left foot back, heel down. So we're moving into warrior two. We bend our right knee and open up into our warrior two. So this is where, as you guys settle in, find your version of the pose. I'll show some modifications. A chair underneath the hip or under a hand. Soften through our shoulders, lengthen through our arms. Check in with our feet. Moving into warrior one. So now the hips go forward and we bring our hands to our heart. So you want to be careful with that back knee. You might want to bring your foot in or even turn the foot closer towards the short edge. Warrior one, either up or hands at heart. So we'll draw the belly button in towards the spine. We'll press into both of our feet. Breathe. Bring your awareness to your lower back and what's going on there. Good job. Holding here. We'll reach our right arm forward, our left hand into our lower back, and reach up. A little different variation, and then we'll be moving into warrior three. So that's a big back strengthener, but lots of modifications. You've got your chair where it can be really good in front of you, because as we lift our back heel, we're taking the weight onto that front foot. All of the weight shifts into the front foot, where we can stay right there or straighten the front leg, lift the back foot. So many modifications for this one. Hands could stay on your chair at your heart or reach long or even on your chair. Think of your glutes, your backside. One is doing the work to hold you here, the other one trying to lift your heel up a little bit. Forward fold. Take a little break. You can go right into a nice deep forward fold or just rest on your chair here. There's always a bend in our knee. Halfway lift, we'll breathe in. We'll breathe out again, let the head be heavy. Sweep to sky, inhale. Exhale, bring our hands into our lower back. Inhale, open up. Exhale, one more fold. Chair pose, breathe in. Rise up, bend our knees. We'll come into chair. Relax the shoulders and check in with your lower back. So we want to have our hips shifting back, and then notice how that low back is. Is it poking your booty out like so, or is it tucked under? Booties are in, according to my daughter. We do the same. We do the same workouts. Her and I. Has a little yeah, and she's like, "Oh, I just want to. My booty game is weak." She's saying, "I'm like, oh, mine is so strong." Then wait till she gets our age. Yeah. Sticking out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, little extra junk in the trunk hurts your back. That's right. Anyways, that's my rant on booty game this morning. Forward fold, exhale. Let's do that sequence on the other side. So slowly come back up. Our left foot will be at the top of our mat, and we'll be stepping back into our warrior two. So left foot back, heel down. Did I say left foot back? I meant right. You know what I meant. Yep, you girls are so smart. Warrior two, open up. Check in with that core again, with how our spine is lifting up out of our pelvis. Our shoulders are melting from the ears. Wonderful job. Holding our pose, not our breath. Moving into warrior one, so we'll sweep that arm around. We come up into our warrior one, where we can make those adjustments now to suit how our back's feeling. That might mean the hands come to our heart, that foot might come in, the toes might go more a little towards the same way your opposite toes are. Warrior one. Breathe. Softening our jaw. Our left arm will stay up. Our right arm will go down into a reverse warrior as we reach up. Awesome. Warrior three. So we lift that back heel. We want to be looking at our front toes, where we can make our adjustments to shift the weight onto the front foot with a bent knee, or lift that foot up, straightening it out. We've got our hip bones pointing down towards the mat. Our left cheek working strong to hold us here. And our right cheek can work towards lifting that heel up a little bit higher. Great job. Forward fold. This has been doing yoga without me. It's like, looks great. Halfway lift, breathe in. Hold, breathe out again. Sweep all the way up, inhale. Exhale to chair. And hold that chair again. Simple base pose, so essential. We can have our hearts, hands at our heart here, or out, or reaching towards the mat. Keep the core strong so that it protects your back. And straighten out. All right, we work the quads nice and nicely. So now we'll move on to that dancer's pose for our balance pose. Lots of options. If you're going to use a strap, I would have a loop in it on your right foot for now. So right foot, and the clasp of it is more behind you like so. And then that strap will come up to the opposite shoulder. Lots of love happening here. So if you are taking care of that knee, you can have a ball for balance and a chair for balance, like so. You're feeling okay? You're feeling okay. All right, so let's start to bend this right knee, lifting it up. So right knee's bending, straps in our left hand most likely. Yep, there we go, right across. And one cautionary thing, let's not let that leg go out to the side. So it's going to try to stay underneath our hip. Even when we bend, it's not going to go out. So here's where things get fun. You can stay where you are or reach for your foot, but you don't have to. You can just use the strap or the wall. And you can stay right here, or we start to just hinge. It doesn't have to be a big hinge. It can be a little hinge. It can be holding on or not holding on to your foot. And your opposite arm with your strap, if you want to, can extend with your strap. Or you hold on to your, oh darn, I'm too far from my wall. You hold on to your wall. And next week, for anybody, we might try to put both of our hands on our strap, like so. But we're doing this pose all month long. So release. So that opposite cheek, as we come back to our standing pose to switch our foot. Great job, Karen. Looking good.
I was way behind because I kept falling.
We'll be switching to the other side. So we're going to try to, so I really would love for you guys to see the progress you're making where I see it, but you might not. So we'll stay with that same dancer all month long. And it might change. It might not. It might stay the same. Let's do the other side. So if it's on our left foot, bring up our strap behind us to the opposite shoulder. So around the left foot, in the right hand. Okay, now we just bend. And that can be enough. We feel that stretch and you want to take care of your knee. Or, I got to go closer to the wall this time. Or we start our hinge without that knee going out to the side. You can work towards grabbing your foot. So if it's your left foot, you're grabbing with your left hand and your strap's in the other hand. You start your hinge or extend on your strap. Breathe. Just notice whenever you're ready, you'll let that pose go. You don't have to stay in it too long. I'm just creating a base. We're just creating kind of a base. Yeah, I know. I've got all kinds of handprints going over on this one too. Jane's kicking butt at home. Awesome job, Jane. All right. Get rid of that strap. Maybe leave it nearby later on for a forward fold. Oh boy, I don't want to run out of time to get down onto the mat. I would like to do a forward fold wide leg first before we do head down. So if you're going to use your chair, it's at the top of your mat or a long way of your mat. We'll step long on our mats and hinge. This is where that chair's handy, or blocks, or no blocks. Crow, baby crow, and garland pose are also some things we might work on this month. Well, we will be, but there'll be lots of options. So if you do want to increase your upper body strength, this is an opportunity to do it. Blocks or no blocks or a chair. Shift some of the weight into your arms. Make sure you're looking forward so you don't go too far. Now you don't have to do that. You could just stay with your nice wide leg forward fold. Starting to strengthen up our shoulders. Great job, ladies. Let's walk those feet together. Tick-tock them all the way together. Forward fold, just our regular one with or without our chair. Incredible. We'll be making our way to a seated position. Take your time getting there. Okay. So dancer this month, crow, baby crow, and garland. But I want to show the option for garland, especially if you're taking care of your knees. And that is right here. This is our modification. If you don't want to be in this pose with me. So if you don't want to be in this pose or even this pose, then your wide leg, that's called tortoise pose, actually, what you're doing right now. So just wide leg and lean forward. That's our tortoise pose. If that doesn't feel good, you just stay up, hands to heart. This is a modified garland. All right, so I think we'll stick with our modified garland today. If anyone wants to work up, slide that block underneath. And then later on in the month, maybe we'll try our crow and baby crow, which sounds like it should be easier, but I think it's harder. You're on your forearms for your baby crow. Okay, back to tortoise. Catch the breath. Amazing. All right, let's walk those feet in. Move into our boat pose, where we all know there's plenty of modifications for your boat. So make sure you've got a nice strong connection down into the earth. Lift up out of the pelvis and shift back just enough. You feel your core come in, hugs you. Then you can choose to lift a toe or two, or just keep your feet on the mat. Find a place where you can breathe and still keep your core engaged, or we're lifting and lowering, or we're bringing both feet up. Modifications this month. You can start wherever you want and then work towards something, or stay where you are. Good job. More breaths. And release. So we're gonna do pigeon pose, but I want to show you the option if, so this is pigeon. I know that's not going to be feeling good for everybody. So the option for pigeon is laying back pigeon, like so. So there's that one where that strap comes back and we still stretch here. Or if you're doing it prone towards the floor, left knee forward, right kneecap on the mat. So I'll show, or you roll back onto your back for your pigeon pose. So we're here, or we're going to roll back. Same thing. Let's put our left knee out to the side and find a nice stretch. So that other foot could stay on the ground. It doesn't have to come up. This stretch, whether you're facing the mat or facing the sky, is really good for your lower back. I'll just switch sides. So if you're on your back, you'll switch legs. If you're on your front, you'll bring one cheek down to the mat, sweep this foot around, bend it, Sweep the other knee back till the kneecap goes onto the mat. So we lift and then come down into our pigeon. Either supine or facing the floor. Breathe. Listen to the body. Great, amazing stretch for your lower back. Awesome job. So we will be making our way back up to a seated position. So rolling over onto one side, then we'll use that top hand to push into the earth, rise up to a seated position again. Or if you're already seated, fantastic. Single leg forward fold. This is where you could use your strap again if you want to. So we'll have one knee supported by our block if you want. You don't have to use a block. And your other foot. We will lasso your foot and reach forward. Anybody watching 1883? It's the prequel to Yellowstone. Yes, cool.
With
Tim McGraw.
and his wife there.
Faith Hill.
Yeah.
Yes, it's pretty good.
That's on Netflix though, right?
Prime, maybe Crave.
Prime.
I don't know. It's
Okay.
one of those two. That's where this lasso, my foot came in. There, we're just holding on, enjoying this stretch in our lower back, more in one side than the other. Fabulous. Bring it up, then that knee will come up towards the sun, or you'll bring it all the way over. So you don't have to, you don't want to. So there's 1, 2, if you want a little more, slide that other knee under, but you don't have to do that either. So if you've got your left knee bent, we'll twist our chest towards the inside of that leg, and our right hand comes around it, or the elbow comes to the outside. Just give it a nice hug. Our opposite foot's pointing up towards the sun. Choose if you would like to, if the neck feels okay, look over that back shoulder. Nice and strong. Twisting out, bringing out January, ready to bring in February. Bringing back some love. Check in with the lungs, how it feels to breathe when we're in this twisted position. Wonderful. Let's bring our chest around, our chin around, and do that same sequence on the other side before we do cradle the baby. We'll bend this right knee, let it fall out to the side first. You can prop it up. Our opposite toes will point, sneak it out of the camera. Toes up. And lasso your foot on this side and hinge forward. Wherever we are, we're trying to stay nice and long in our back. Focusing on feeling our pose. Oh, man. That feels really good. I hope it feels great for everybody else. Hold it there just a breath or two more. And we'll slowly walk those hands up, bring that knee up, and then choose what we want to do here with this, with all these feet we've got. We want to keep this one flexed. This opposite foot can go inside or outside. Then we lengthen up again and add in our twist wherever it feels good for you. Any tension has crept back into our forehead, we'll let it go. Our jaw will release that too. Check in with the breath while we're twisted in this direction. And that chin will come around, the chest will come around. Our wide leg forward fold, toes will go up. You can have a block in front of you for your forearms and hinge forward. Oh, should feel good. Great stretch for our lower back again. We're there for about 15 breaths. See if you can stay in at least one of them. So really notice from the beginning to the end, one entire in breath and one entire out breath. In the moment, in the breath. Good job. Let's walk it on back up. Draw our hands under our knees. We'll help them in. We're rolling right to our bellies now for some locust pose options. Right down onto our bellies. If
Belly.
take
I know. As I'm doing this, my brain is going back.
belly. They both start with B.
What can I say?
It's one of those. Is it Monday? So if you're taking care of your back, maybe you don't love back bends, slide a block underneath your chest. If you need a block, let me know. I can bring you one. Slide that block underneath. All right. So we'll be bringing our right elbow, our right hand kind of in front of us and reaching our left arm up, looking down at our front forearm. So long neck, and then the other leg is going to lift up. Breathe. Actively reaching whilst we reach and strengthen. Keeping the kneecap facing the floor, both of them. Never stuck here. If it feels too intense, bring it back down. And let's switch sides. We can slide that other arm in to help lift with the forearm. We're looking at our forearm, opposite arm reaches and foot. Strengthen. Strong back equals strong core. Few more breaths. It's not about how high we're getting here, just about feeling the strength in our back. Now let's relax. So you can bring your head down onto your hands, create a little triangle, and rest your forehead in between, or bring your head right to the mat, whatever works. Take this opportunity to rest your back a little bit. Even rock your hips side to side. That feels good. That is a very restful thing to do, a relaxing thing to do. Relax there for a breath or two more. And if it feels nice, you can stay here if you really want to let that back relax, or we'll move into a full locust pose now. Lifting up the hands and the chest up off the mat, either forward, out to the sides. So you could also have your hands down, and then we'll lift our kneecaps up or reach back. So here in locust, hands back, clasp, or one or the other. You can keep your feet down, just do your chest. You can keep your head down, just do your lower body, or version. Anything that feels good, just take a little rest. Wherever we are, we've got a nice long neck, most likely looking down at the floor, just a tiny bit in front of us. Oh, relax that one down now. Bring the hands back in front of our face. Take that little rock side to side for your hips. You're there for 5 more breaths. Really let your spine just melt down into your belly. Let it go. It's okay. It's safe in this position. So there's 2 options here. One is to go into child's pose before we go on to our backs this time. And the other option is to just roll straight over onto your back. So if you want to drop in a child's pose in between, you can, or you can roll straight away right onto your back instead. Make our way wherever we are. We're all going to end up on our backs this time. Take that rock side to side, grab a quick drink if you want that on your way down. No rush getting there. Roll it on back. Take our wonderful rock side to side. That feels really good for our lower back. Your feet don't have to be off the mat. You can have your feet down and rock side to side. So we are going to keep our right foot on the mat and hold our left knee with our left hand and try to do some circles here. So just try not to use our leg, actually using our arm to do some circles. So this is good for your pelvic floor health. You feel how your body does. I mean, just for me, it doesn't want to let my arm do the work. Go one way and then go the other. So try to relax that leg. Might feel better to hold on behind the knee. And then we'll do the other side. So sole of the left foot goes down. We'll bring the knee, the hand around the knee or back behind the knee, and we'll try to do some circles there. So roll it out to the side and in. Way a little. One direction. And you'll pause and go the opposite direction. See how that feels for your body. Notice your hip, your pelvis, your lower back. And then we'll bring both of the feet back down onto the mat. There's some space between them. We walk them a little bit closer to our backside so that we're able to make a good connection. If you've got a block handy, if you have one handy, you can use that for a restorative bridge instead of the full bridge. So we'll be pressing into both of our feet, lifting up our bums up off the mat and either sliding a block underneath or holding up, whatever works. So if you're not using a block today, you can come down and take a rest anytime you want to. You can stay in this position or now reach our arms up. So it's like we're holding a beach ball up on top of our head. Nothing heavy that might fall on us. If you're in the full expression, so if you don't have a block underneath you, you might want to take a rest at this point. Find a couple breaths. And then come back up. We'll all put our hands by our sides. You can stay here or lift one heel up towards the ceiling with or without your block. 3 breaths max, I would say, and then switch sides. Especially if you don't have a block, you don't want to hold this too long. Come back to our regular bridge. Great job. All right, we'll slowly lower. So you want to take that block out, bring the spine back down onto our mats. We'll be moving into our happy baby pose. There's some space between our knees. They come right outside of our hips. You can take a little rock side to side. You don't have to do happy baby here if it doesn't feel good. Rock or no rock, release the lumbar spine. You can go all the way over from one knee, all the way over to the other.
Too far.
Too far. Good job. And we'll hold our happy baby. And when you're ready, drawing our knees back together. Let's place the soles of the feet back down on the mat. We'll let our hips go from one side to the other. A little rock side to side. So we can move into our legs up a wall here, if that's something that you want to do. Reaching our heels up. Another great pose. Bending our knees or keeping them straight. Letting go of any tension in our chest, so letting our chest open up, our collarbones widen. Our core is still strong though, so our lower part of our back is still pressing and anchoring down into the earth, wherever we are, wherever we choose to have our feet today. Our core is strong, our lower back is anchored. Bending our knees once again. We'll keep just our right knee bent and extend our left leg long. So our back stretch here. Your left leg will go right down onto the mat. Breathe. And you can stay and hold this back stretch as long as you want to, or draw that knee all the way across the body for our spinal twist. Where it might rest on a block there. So you come on to the side of your hip. And then bring that twist above the belly button. Our spinal twist. So you are there for 10 breaths before we make our way to the other side. Seeing if this time you can stay in 2 breaths. Fully notice 2 breaths. And when you are ready, we'll switch sides. So start with that back stretch. Just slowly roll back onto your backs. Draw the opposite knee into your chest. See how that feels, stretching your back. You can always put a strap behind that knee too if you wanted to increase the stretch. And then draw the knee across the body in your own time. Maybe it goes onto a block. Maybe it doesn't. And when you're ready, you'll take your time, roll right onto your backs. If there's another pose that maybe you want to add in today, you've been wanting to try, take your rock side to side, and then we'll make our way onto our backs for our Shavasana. You can use your eye covers here if you want one. If you need me to grab you one, I can grab you one. Yeah, settle in. Got a little bit of reading out of, I've been reading this book, Threads of Yoga. So take your time, settle in, allow the weight of your body to be fully supported by the earth. Just the gift. Beneath you, around you, within you. Close your eyes. Soften that space between our eyebrows. Softening our eyes. Releasing tension in our jaw. Some space between our teeth. The weight of our head melting down into the support of the mat. Giving our neck a break. Breathing fully, feeling the air go right down your throat, into your lungs. filling you up. Back up and out. Softening and widening across our chest, feeling the space that surrounds our heart expanding with each breath in. Our bellies softening, our backs melting down. Noticing our lower back today. Giving it some attention today, this week, through our practice. Honoring any limitations, any injuries we might have, anything we're taking care of, especially in our lower back this week. Let's give it some love. Breathe in and feel your lower back expand. Breathe out, relax it down. Relaxing our legs, the upper part of our legs, and the lower part of your legs. Your ankles right to the soles of your feet. Feeling relaxed and present. Our practice this week, if you're feeling like it, is to make time for your happy heart. Contemplate what makes your heart sing. Maybe it's swimming, bookstores, dancing. Maybe it's a random act of kindness. Maybe it's family. Think about what makes your heart sing. And once this week, check in to see that you're prioritizing time in your week for something that you truly enjoy. Just as you would tell your close friends to take time to tend to their happiness, you can show the same care to yourself this week. Honor who you are by listening to and following your hearts. Starting to notice the light of the room, the outside sounds, the sound of your own breath. Take a moment to soften once more that space around your heart. We can move some of our joints now, our fingers and our toes, our ankles, move our knees side to side, if that feels nice, until you're ready to roll right over onto one side. Take your time getting there, no rush whatsoever. Back to our easy or our seated position, either with our knees bent, have your legs out nice and long. Let's take a big breath in. Let's bring our hands to our lower back. Open up one more time across the chest as we press into our lower back. And then we'll bring our hands to our heart and a little bow towards the earth if that feels good. Amazing. Let's rise up one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Hands to heart. Namaste, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. So happy to have folks in person and still Zoom in.
Woohoo! See you on Wednesday.
Wednesday.